Good evening, all. I'd like to welcome you to the village council meeting, special council meeting of March 29, 2021, Monday, 7:30 p.m. Would the clerk please call the roll?
Commissioner Walters.
Present.
Commissioner Polk.
Present.
Commissioner Garvelia.
Here.
Commissioner Reed. Mayor Moore.
Here. Thank you. Let's all stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
You have in your packets this evening, copy of minutes from our March 8, 2021 meeting. Any questions, comments? Otherwise, I would seek a motion to approve the minutes at this time.
So moved.
Second.
Any motion and a second, will the clerk please call the roll?
Commissioner Polk.
Yes.
Commissioner Walters.
Yes.
Commissioner Garvelia.
Yes.
Mayor Moore.
Yes. Consent agenda. All items on the consent agenda of the team have been brought forward at the direction of the board of commissioners and will be enacted with one motion. If discussion is desired, that item will be removed from the consent agenda and considered separately. Item A, to ratify payment of invoices on the warrant list dated March 22nd, 2021, in the amount of $108,975.44. A motion to approve the consent agenda.
So moved.
Second.
Hearing a motion and a second, will the clerk please call the roll?
Commissioner Polk.
Yes.
Commissioner Walters.
Yes.
Commissioner Garvelia.
Yes.
Mayor Moore.
Yes. Any items of old business to be brought forward to the council at this time? Hearing no such requests, we'll, looking for information updates, public works and streets. Commissioner Rhodes.
Thank you, Mayor Mahoney. I have a few items on the agenda tonight. The first is the replacement of the flat roof over the Captor Center entrance. The flat portion of the roof over the main entrance here has had several leaks over the last 3 years, and the leaks have led to damage to the finished ceiling visible to those who enter the building. After completing a repair last year, the roofer told the village that the section of roof needed to be replaced. There were leaks again this winter that caused some minor damage to the ceiling and resulted in ice buildup on the walk leading to the entrance. Village asked for a quote from the company that has been doing repairs on the roof for the last 5 years, that's G&L Construction. The price to remove the old roof and replace it is $14,600, and this money would come out of the capital fund. Any questions? Now I'd like to make a motion to approve the proposal from G&L Construction Incorporated to replace the flat roof over the Captor Center entrance in the amount of $14,600.
Second.
Hearing a motion and a second, will the clerk please call the roll?
Commissioner Walters.
Yes.
Commissioner Polk.
Yes.
Commissioner Garvelia.
Yes.
Mayor Moore.
Yes.
The next item I have is regarding some vehicles for the police department. Our Palos Park Police Department is looking to purchase 2 new vehicles in the 2022 budget year. One has been budgeted out of the asset forfeiture fund, and one has been budgeted out of the general fund. Due to some issues with the Dodge Pursuit vehicles bought the last couple of years, the police department has decided to go back to the Ford. This item is being brought to the council now, so an order can be placed with Suburban Purchasing Cooperative before the April 2021 cutoff date. The vehicles being purchased are 2021 Ford Utility Police Interceptor AWD hybrids. The cost per vehicle with the desired color and equipment is $34,779. Does anybody have any questions regarding that? If not, I would like to make a motion to waive the bidding process to purchase the 2 Ford Utility Interceptors from the Suburban Purchasing Cooperative at a cost of $34,779 each for a total of $69,558.
Second.
Hearing a motion and a second, will the clerk please call the roll?
Commissioner Walters.
Yes.
Commissioner Polk.
Yes.
Commissioner Garvelia.
Yes.
Mayor Moore.
Yes.
And the last item I have on the agenda is regarding completion of engineering plans for the extension of the water main along 123rd Street from Bell Road West to the Cottage property. By way of background, the village has previously entered into agreements with Baxter and Winden Consulting Engineers to, 1, complete the engineering plans to extend the water main from Holy Family Villa along 123rd Street to Bell Road. And 2, to complete a project plan that is necessary component for qualifying for an IEPA loan. In order to move the water main engineering process forward, Public Works is now seeking approval of an agreement with Baxter and Woodman to complete plans that would bring the water main across Bell Road and west to the Coghill property on 123rd Street. They have submitted a proposal to complete this work at a cost not to exceed $58,275. And this agreement would cover the following items. 1, a topographical survey of the proposed work area. 2, utility survey of the work area. 3, preparation of plans to be reviewed by the village. 4, revising plans to cover any changes requested by the village. 5, application for any necessary permits. 6, preparation of a cost estimate. 7, preparation of project specifications. 8, preparation of the bidding documents. 9, reviewing the bids. And 10, preparing the documents required by the IEPA for the loan application. Does anybody have any questions regarding this project? In that case, I'd like to make a motion to approve the proposal from Baxter and Woodman to prepare engineering plans to extend the proposed water main across Bell Road to the Coghill property at a cost not to exceed $58,275.
Second?
Hearing a motion and a second, will the clerk please call the roll?
Commissioner Milovich Walters?
Yes.
Commissioner Polk?
Yes.
Commissioner Garvelia?
yes,
Mayor Mahoney?
Yes.
And then I just have a few announcements. Very exciting, our spring recreation guide is now available online. Registration can be made in person, by mail, fax, or online. And if you're an existing customer with us, phone registrations will now be accepted by credit card only. Just go to PalesPark.org, click the recreation tab, and then you will find our new guide there. Lots of classes and things to hopefully get people out and trying something new. We also possibly may have our first event of the year, Chili in the Park. It is scheduled to take place Saturday, April 17th. We are still currently trying to seek Cassie certified chili cooks. The event is contingent on receiving enough registered cooks prior to the event, because being sanctioned by Cassie, they do require 15 cooks in order to qualify as a sanctioned event. So if you know anybody that wants to cook and wants to sign up for Cassie, you know, come out, sign up, so we can hold our event April 17th. Other events that are being planned include Concert in the Park. That'll be lovely to have that back. We're looking at Thursday, June 17th. National Hot Dog Day, Thursday, July 22nd. Movie in the Park on Friday, August 6th. And then our beloved Autumn in the Park Festival, Friday, September 17th, and Saturday, September 18th. So we're looking forward to hopefully hosting some great events outside where people can come and enjoy and have a nice time, kind of like the old days, but slightly different. And if you'd like to find out information regarding any other special events or program, visit us at PalesPark.org under the Recreation tab, or sign up for our weekly newsletter by emailing info@PalesPark.org. Like us on Facebook and at Pales Parks and Recreation. And you can also follow us on Instagram at Pales Park Recreation. And that concludes my report.
Thank you, Commissioner. Building and Public Property Report, Commissioner Reed is not here.
No.
So I'll go ahead and read his report. Residents reminded to be aware about scam tactics. With spring approaching, residents are being advised to be on the lookout for scam artists posing as contractors. Some of the warning signs that you need to be aware of are: people soliciting door-to-door, professionals do not do this. Claim to be working in your neighborhood and noticed you need repairs. Offer a free inspection, which always turns up with a major repair. Tell you that you need to act right away. Tell you that they have leftover materials from another job that you could use. Not to be paid in cash. Do not provide a detailed contract. Ask for a large down payment. Make sure that anyone doing work for you is registered with the village and has pulled all necessary permits. The building department is here to protect you from these unscrupulous individuals. please call us at 708-671-3730 to verify the contractor is registered with the village. And do we have that information on the website or?
Regarding the,
The contractors that are licensed with the village?
yes, we do,
Okay. Under the building department?
yes.
Okay, excellent. So you can also look for it at the Payless Park website. Permits, the building department has processed 8 permits from March 5th to March 15th, 2021, resulting in $10,940.80 in permit fees. 10 inspections were completed during this time period. And that concludes Commissioner Reed's report. Public Health and Safety report, Commissioner Folk.
Thank you, Mayor Mahoney. We'll start with the police activity report. This is for 21 days from March the 8th through March the 28th. 2,901 calls for service, so we're still running about 1,000 calls a week. Wrote 41 adjudication tickets, an additional 6 traffic tickets, so with people out and traveling about, be nice to pay attention to things like speed limits and traffic signals and seatbelts. Gave an additional 18 written warnings and 21 verbal warnings. Took 44 case reports. Unfortunately arrested 3 adults. No juvenile arrests, no impounded vehicles, 17 senior checks, and an additional 31 citizen assists. So citizen assists have slowed down just a little bit. Always happy to help out, but my sense is that people are out and doing other things these days. So that concludes the police activity report. Then I just have a couple of quick announcements. The first is it's that time of the year again. So we know that Palos Park is a 2-wheel biking mecca. We encourage bike safety, and the Palos Park hand out free bicycle safety helmets for children in Palos Park. They're being distributed as part of the National Children and Safety Program. And if you're interested in a child's helmet, they're brand new, and they come in separate sizes, so have some idea about how large your child's heads are. And you can either contact Chief Miller directly at jmiller@palospark.org or at 708-671-3771. They're available while supplies last, and you can always pop by the station during normal business hours, and we'll be happy to help you out. So it's good to see the bike safety helmets back in. It means that perhaps false spring has finally sprung. And then another quick announcement. We've gotten a fair amount of traffic about internet scams and suspected unemployment fraud. Suffice it to say that there's several steps in terms of trying to protect yourself from these sorts of things. The first is if you get a notice that just doesn't seem right to you, particularly over an email, it's not unusual for these to be phishing, P-H-I-S-H-I-N-G, phishing scams, where someone's looking for your information, making you believe that somehow you missed an order, or you placed an order, or you have a benefit coming that you didn't think you applied for. Be very, 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 very wary of those sorts of things, because generally, government institutions that are looking for information don't contact you by email. They don't call you on the phone and say that they're the Social Security Department. They don't send you an email that says, hey, you've got new benefits, all you have to do is click here. The click here can be as dangerous as giving them the information. So if you have any questions, you can always email myself, dpolk@palospark.org, or jmiller@palospark.org, and we'll be happy to walk you through. But most government agencies are going to send you a real honest-to-goodness letter that you have to open, and is on their stationery. And generally, since these people have gotten your information from the internet, they know your email address, or they're taking a guess, they bought long lists of email address. So it's easy to send you an email, it's much more difficult to send you a letter. Again, if you have any questions about that sort of stuff, just give us a heads up and we'll be happy to speak to you. And then, final issue, I've been having people ask lots of questions about COVID-19 immunizations. And the most common one that I get is, which of the products is the best product to use? And it is incredibly easy to answer that question. It's the one you can get an appointment for.
So, there are differences among the products. The issue here is trying to compare head-to-head one product with another product. These products were all tested at different times. They were all tested under different circumstances. They were all tested with different groups of people. So trying to decide if a couple of percent better efficacy is better so I get that vaccine or worse than I get the other vaccine is like comparing apples and cow dung. It's not even apples and oranges. So it's difficult to draw direct comparisons given how these things were tested. Are they safe? Absolutely. There are literally now millions of doses, not only that have been given out in the United States, but have been given out since the first testing was done, which was late in the summer of 2020. So I wouldn't hesitate to get the vaccine if you're so inclined, and I wouldn't worry one whit about which shot is going into your arm. There's another reason to get vaccinated though, and if you have any altruistic tendencies in your life, think a little bit about the fact that you may not only be protecting you and the people around you, but you're going to be hearing in the next 2 months or so lots of discussion about these, quote, variants, unquote. And these are strains of the virus that have mutated. This virus loves to mutate. Most viruses love to mutate. It's the way they got to be infectious to begin with. If we can limit the number of people in whom the virus can replicate, we can limit not only the spread of the disease, but the development of new variants. So if you're feeling at all altruistic and want to give something back to your fellow person, you'll get immunized because that keeps your body from being the host when one of these viruses decides it's time to mutate. Again, the best immunization is the one that you can get. This is going to be easier as time goes on. The vaccine supply now is beginning to somewhat match what the demand is. That was not true earlier, which is why it's been very, very difficult to get appointments, because the appointments were available, the vaccine wasn't. So then there were appointments canceled, blah, 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 blah. If anyone has any questions about how to secure an appointment or any other vaccine questions, please, please, please feel free to email me, dpolk, D-P-O-L-K, @paylesspark.org, and I'll be happy to answer your questions. We can even try and help you through the process. But again, if you have any concerns about being immunized, I mean, I remember the polio vaccine and how excited my parents were to have us immunized against polio. I can show you my smallpox scar that my kids don't have because they didn't need to be immunized against smallpox because it wasn't an issue here. I hope one day we can say the same thing about COVID-19. I have my own personal beliefs. We'll leave those for another day. But vaccines work. That's all I got to say. And that's the end of my report.
Thank you, Commissioner. Accounts and Finances Report, Commissioner Pavlatis.
Thank you, Mayor Mahoney. I had no official report this evening, and I had no announcement. Just everybody stay safe and do what Commissioner Pope says. Get your shot. That's all I have to say tonight.
Thank you, Commissioner. I have an item on my agenda. It's a resolution approving and authorizing the execution of a disconnection agreement with Glen Eagles Country Club. A little background, the owners of Glen Eagle Country Club have filed a petition for disconnection of a portion of their property with the Circuit Court of Cook County, case number 2020 COAN 000002. This disconnection petition seeks to remove approximately 192.5 acres from the nearly 230 acres that comprise Glen Eagles Country Club. The balance of the acreage is to remain in Payless Park. The village has annexed Glen Eagles Country Club along with Mid-Iron Club properties in January 2016. To resolve the matter of the petition and avoid the cost of litigation, the village ownership of Glen Eagles have agreed to terms allowing for the disconnection subject to certain conditions contained in the disconnection agreement attached to the subject resolution. The conditions include the granting of a 50-foot permanent utility easement to the village of Payless Park along the north, east, and south sides of the area to remain in the village, a grant 20-foot temporary utility construction easement adjacent to the 50-foot permanent utility easement, and the payment of $125,000 by Glen Eagles to Village of Palos Park for the consideration of the agreement. The matter of approval of the disconnection agreement with Glen Eagles Country Club is now before the village council for its consideration. Any questions regarding the resolution or the agreement? Comments? I would entertain a motion to approve resolution 2021-R02, entitled resolution approving and authorizing the execution of the disconnection agreement with Glen Eagles Country Club, Inc.
So moved.
Second.
Hearing a motion and a second, will the clerk please call the roll?
Commissioner Polk?
Yes.
Commissioner Milovich Walters?
Yes.
Commissioner Garvelia?
Yes.
Mayor Mahoney?
Yes, motion carries. And that concludes my report. Clerk Aragoni, do you have anything this evening?
I have no report this evening.
Thank you. Manager Bang, do you have anything?
I have none.
Announcements, do we have any announcements?
Yes, you should. Hold on. Sure you have the right one? Yeah. That's it.
So a press release was released, it's dated last Monday night. The Village of Palos Park is proud to announce that we've been named a 2020 Tree City USA by the Arbor Day Foundation in honor of our commitment to the effective urban forest management. The Village of Palos Park has now received this designation for 28 consecutive years. The village achieved Tree City USA recognition by meeting the program's 4 requirements: a tree board or department, a tree care ordinance, annual funds available for forestry, and an Arbor Day observance and proclamation. The village council and staff realize that one of the many reasons people reside in the Village of Palos Park is to live and raise their family in a natural environment. Trees being planted and cared for by Palos Park ensure that all generations will enjoy a better quality of life. The Village of Palos Park prioritizes our trees and natural environment, knowing that it helps to clean the air we breathe, nurture the ecosystem, and create an overall sense of well-being for our residents. The Village of Palos Park is currently planning the Arbor Day celebration for Sunday, May 16th, 2021 at 1 p.m. So save the date, more details will be announced shortly. And I'm assuming at this time we do not know whether it will be indoors or outdoors, and that one of the reasons that we had a later date was maybe to accommodate it outdoors.
Correct. I think right now we're planning on outdoors at the library.
Excellent. You heard it here. And that's the only announcement. Citizens and visitors conference, anyone from the audience like to address the council at this time? Hearing no such request, I would seek a motion to adjourn the meeting at this time.
So moved.
Second.
Hearing a motion and a second, will the clerk please call the roll?
Commissioner Polk?
Yes.
Commissioner Milovich Walters?
Yes.
Commissioner Garvelia?
Yes.
Mayor Mahoney?
Yes. And motion carries. Thank you and good evening to all.
Be safe out there.
Appreciate you attending that special meeting.
Thanks, Jim.
Be safe, everybody.